Hey viewers, welcome to another game of the Casual Pro Gamer, and welcome to game number 3 of the best of 3 between QXC as the Terran in the bottom left corner and Puck as the Protoss in the top right corner. So obviously the score is 1 versus 1, and we are going to fast forward a little bit through this early game because obviously we're going to see the pylon and we're going to see the supply depot at the ramp and we're going to see a barracks coming up and we're going to see the gateway coming up, and from here on out it becomes a little bit more interesting, although here it's going to be cybernetic score like always. It's just that, yeah, our Terran player kind of can surprise us. He was going for an early refinery. I obviously skipped over that because we can see from the Reaper that he went for that. And we are going to wall it off, it seems, but not with a barracks, but apparently with something else. Maybe with a bunker or something like that. We are going to scout around, and they know this is, since this is a two-player map, they know that this is cross position, so it's a little bit more risky to expand early in the game than on a 4-player map where you don't have, well, automatic cross position spawning, or forced cross position. So yeah, we are going to go in with the Reaper and let's follow him around. I am able to do this at some point. I forgot how to do it. I don't know how to do it anymore. I'm just going to hold the key then. It is going to take some damage because obviously the yeah, I think I screwed up the colors now. Oh, come on. Yeah, there we go. Oh my god, so bad. The Reaper is really only useful up until the point where there's either a mothership core or a stalker out. And of course, the stalker can defend the base pretty well, whereas the mothership core is a little bit too slow for it. But yeah, the stalker is going to come back. And it is going to try to get a shot off, but, well, the Reaper just scouting and scouting and scouting and then running back out. It did heal up completely, so the few shots from the mothership core not going to be too much of a problem. We are, however, going to have to deal with this engineering bay. The engineering bay is put down to prevent the expansion, and he did expand himself, although he didn't land it yet. But for Terran, of course, that is not a problem. The Reaper is still trying to come in, still doing some scouting, trying to do some harassment, but he didn't really do anything except for scouting. And scouting is important, so don't get me wrong, I do understand how important that is, but it is kind of something that you want to, well, you want to have that early game pressure with that Reaper. However, the mothership core was out a little bit too early, and of course the stalker helping out to make sure that it couldn't really do anything. The scout here then, he does see that this base is up and going to walk back again. I'm not sure if the Protoss player can see that, but even if he didn't see it, yeah, it's not too much of a problem. He kind of has to assume that this gets scouted at some point. The Reaper is just standing around now. He knows that this mothership core is hanging around here somewhere. And is he going to die now? Yes, he needs to die now. Come on, there's no way he should survive this. Nope, he's not going to survive this at all. Attempts to get one of the probes, but only gets one shot off. So yeah, the Widowmine here getting 2 kills. I believe that those were probes. Yeah, 6 worker skill total. So even though the Protoss player should assume that his base gets scouted when there's a Reaper out, he didn't, and he didn't have an army to defend this. He brought his entire army towards that, well, towards that Reaper, and going to sacrifice one of the probes to allow his mining to start back up, and obviously going to produce that probe again. And now it's just a wait for when do we have robotic facility and when do we have the observer that comes out of that. And obviously yeah, he needs to watch out. He knows when this probe died, so he knows that it's about to come back up, and it is going to die. Yeah, wanted to do that with the mothership core, I think, but I'm not actually sure what the plan was there. The yeah, never mind. The cannon was the detection of choice, I guess, and he did well do that perfectly. He lost 2 probes to it, but well, it was the best result he could get out of that. Or he could have stopped mining, but there is a large army coming in now. Let's see if this army can actually be stopped, because there are only a few stalkers out, and I have to feel that this is going to be very hard to defend. 2 tanks even out, which means that yeah, if these stalkers step forward a little bit too much, they are going to be just instantly killed. And yeah, the observer sees what's going on, and it is going to be very, very sucky for him. So yeah, we do have some warp gates up. We do have some robotics facility stuff up, but yeah, now producing an immortal, obviously against those siege tanks, and the siege tanks are going to be the thing to beat here. I have to feel, I mean, the siege tanks are so strong against well, most of the armies. Well, in any case, most of the armies from any race. Templar Archives out. Are we going to go for Dark Templar, or is he just... Yeah, I don't know. Twilight Council. Oh, no, this is the... He can either go for the Dark Templar or for the High Templar. And for so far, it's High Templar time, because the High Templar are... well, they're good against the Marines. They're also reasonable against the tanks, because they do quite a bit of damage to them, and of course tanks can't really move, so they take the full damage. There is the storm. The storm didn't really do anything. Wow, oh, so much damage done by our Protoss player there. It's really very nicely played, and yeah, it's just a shame that this Terran army just replenishes so quickly. Obviously, he has a lot of production facilities. He is going to build quite a bit of stuff in the front of his base, but look at the production. Just having he has everything running, and that is exactly the way you want that as a Terran player. You want to keep producing those barracks units in order to get as much as possible into your army, and yeah, so that you can replenish your losses, because especially with Stimpack against storms, it is going to suck a little bit, because you already lose some health, and then you want to kind of... So you lose health to the Stimpack, and then you want to move forward, but yeah, you can't really do that because of the storms, and yeah, it's all kind of sucky. But replenishing your army and having enough medevacs up kind of makes it makes these things possible. So he threatened to drop there, but obviously didn't have anything in it. We are going to walk back, and where? Oh, here's the observer. Okay, the observer spotting the Widow Mine. Widow Mine instantly gets taken out. And is he going to lose? No, only 2 zealots get killed here, so that's not too bad. And we do have the first Archon coming out. Archons are of course made of the High Templar that you kind of, well, you don't use anymore. So they are out of energy. And normally people don't wait for the next storm to be up. They just make it into Archons. So yes, a few of the Marauders survived. No Marines survived, but yeah, here's the new group. It has some Marines in it, but mostly Marauders. Marauders are awesome against Protoss, so I have to agree with his build here. It is just so strong against, well, most of the Protoss arsenal, and the one thing that it can't go up against is the Zealots. But yeah, Zealots really don't matter, because Zealots are just there as cannon fodder anyway. So yeah, you can kill them with whatever, it doesn't really matter. However, the Immortals, yeah, those are hard to take out with just Marauders. Marines are so much better against those. But yeah, well, you can't have it all. I mean, there's a reason the Immortals are built. The reason is because there are a lot of Marauders out. And where is the drop? It is over here. The base might actually go down if he focuses that, but he's not going to focus that. He's going to focus the robotics bay, but the robotics bay is not going to go down today. So the drop done. Moving on to the next base, yeah, dropping everywhere he can, and just making sure that he takes out whatever he can find, and just focusing down the army first, obviously, then the pylons, and yeah, well, just doing damage. That is the most important thing. One of the medevacs gets taken down, but the others are all still safe. And he is going to drop on this pylon. Pylon goes down, and now I have to feel he's going to get out of here, repair his medevacs, and just come back in with the next wave. There is one Widow Mine out, and it didn't get any kills yet, so I don't know if he knows that it's even here. It did shoot at something, but yep, there we go. Now it does have a kill, and now he knows that it's there. The observer is probably already underway. Sorry. And we are going to, well, just take this out, hopefully, before it detonates again. But no, there is no observer coming out. The observer is over here, keeping the tabs on the army. And yeah, another shot is coming up. There we go. Getting another shot, but not killing the zealots, because zealots are just too tanky. They don't take that much damage because they don't have that many shields, and obviously the extra shield damage is what makes them so powerful against, well, for example, the stalkers. So yeah, HP is a little bit higher on the zealots, and therefore they take less damage. So anyhow, let's see what we can actually do here. Yeah, he is going to find the back entrance. The rocks are going to go down almost instantly. And look at the amount of marauders here. That is insanulous. Just so many marauders. Really happy with those units, apparently. He has some Vikings flying around. I wanted to see how many, but 4 Vikings. Now a 5th. And that means that even the Colossi will go down pretty quickly. Because there aren't stalkers in this bunch. There are the stalkers. Few stalkers now reinforcing this. But without stalkers, there is nothing to do against these Vikings, as well as the medevacs. The medevacs have been unharassed for the most part as well. The Nexus cannon activated. He is going to go in and poke a little bit, but lost so much health to random fire. And yeah, that was not a good engage by our Terran player. Fortunately for him, he can replenish his army quickly. Plus, he is pretty far ahead in the, well, economic sense. I don't know in units lost. He is ahead in army as well. So in units lost, yeah, it's pretty much equal. It doesn't really matter at this point. The, well, let's say 1,500 minerals between them. It's not too big of a deal. It is, of course, still kind of crappy to be behind, but it's not too big of a deal. And we are going to march in and squish this army from the side. No, 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 no. He gets spotted before the army actually moves past him. And, well, kind of doesn't really get to do anything. So 2 of the High Templar lost, and those are such powerful, expensive units that he really didn't want to lose those. Anyhow, he still has a large army available and is 30 foot ahead or supply ahead of his enemy. So I have to feel that that is enough to kind of risk head-on collision with the enemy. Well, with the enemy army, but he has split his army into 2 parts. One part is up there, and one part is down here. And well, the Protoss really didn't split his army, so that means that he really has the advantage wherever his army is, but doesn't have any protection where his army is not. That means that this Terran army can freely pick up whatever it kind of feels like. But yeah, a few of these Templars making sure that that doesn't happen. The Medivacs is still alive. They dropped their payload and they are going to try to hold off this push. However, there is a large army behind this little Zealot army, and wow, he just can't kill it. It seems that he dropped so much food. The food is now equal, so the armies are kind of equal. And now it is the Protoss who is being aggressive. Protoss trying to push into the bases, but yeah, can't shoot down this base because, well, he doesn't have enough Stalkers to do so. And the Stalkers, do they have Blink? Nope, they do not have Blink yet. So that might, of course, also be a problem. We are, however, going to finally get our battle on. No, the Terran army just retreating once again. Not comfortable with the amount of control that he has over the the place where they fight, and really everyone is now retreating back into the enemy, well, into their own bases, I should say. Really nothing that that I expected here, because, well, the Protoss army was kind of doing well, and then he retreated it for some reason, even though all of his shields are up. So the only reason you normally retreat is to recharge your shields or regroup or, well, like, get more units in your army, but none of these three things actually happened. So he retreated and then came back in with the same army and the same amount of HP. One of the Colossi is about to go down if he's not careful with it. But for now, that's all good. It doesn't really matter, because as long as it has 1 HP, it's still good. It does full damage. It's not really a problem. However, yeah, he did split up his army a little bit there, but fortunately for him, he didn't really get punished for it. The rocks go down instantly, and the squish is coming up. Going to try to flank this army, but the army is indeed out of position a little bit, but it's strong enough to do this. However, yeah, the Colossi go down instantly because there is no anti-air. The few remaining units, they retreat. They are going to be caught one by one by one. And the observer even gets shot at, but not too much of a problem. He retreats all the way back to the base where there is a backup army now. And the backup army is mostly made up of Archons. He doesn't really have that many other units. Archons not really good against this composition. Archons are, however, not heavy units, so they don't take double damage from the Marauders. At least there's that. But they're not very good units against this. Yeah, lots of storms. That is excellent. And we are going to at least draw about equal here. Now the resources lost. Yeah, there's still only 2,500 between them, so that is not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. It is all about how much you can actually take in the economy, and this is going to be a big deal. Taking out this base, or at least the units that are in it, that would have been so good. However, oh man, the Vikings actually landed there. However, it is not going to happen. Only a few probes got taken out and no massive probe lead. As you can see, 21 to 24 workers killed. That is just equal. Nobody has the actual advantage in this game yet. It is, however, up to the Terran to be aggressive. He is about 25 foot ahead. And he's going to lose that 25 foot right here. No, actually, it's not that bad. He lost a couple of them, but he is now even more ahead. He's even more ahead. Let's just put it like that. Anyhow, the High Templar coming in, but has nothing. Didn't even have a storm ready. But he wanted to fight so badly. Now I don't know what happened there. I think he misclicked there. And yeah, this entire army is just being scouted over and over and over again. Whereas the Terran army is just free to move wherever and free to kill whatever at the moment. It's so many barracks units. Yeah, just he keeps producing those colossi and immortals, but they keep dying so quickly that they can't really make up for the amount of money that they cost, resources I should say. And yeah, everything gets picked up, and he's going to drop them out again, heal them up, and come back in. So yeah, a longer game this time, mainly because of the amount of units that the Terran player is losing here. We have ghosts out now, no nukes of course, but yeah, well, you know the deal. Snipes and EMP so strong against the Protoss army, especially the EMP is very strong against the Archons. But yeah, EMP does 100 damage to shields and energy, and yeah, it is an AoE skill, so it does damage to everything in an area, which is kind of sucky if you group up your Archons like this. And yeah, we are going to have to see whether that actually works out. The snipes did not go off yet. Oh, sorry, the EMPs did not go off yet. Didn't find that he had the opportunity, it seems. He does, however, have quite a few ghosts here, and they have quite a bit of energy. Once again, he gets a Windows update. Yeah, he had the QXC. QXC had a Windows update in the previous game that I cast from him. Now his opponent has one, so it's kind of sucky because it alt taps you out of the game, and it takes a little bit to get back in, and especially in a game like this, that really sucks. So yeah, once again the army is over here, split up from, well, where the Protoss army was fighting the rest of the army. So once again, 2 Terran armies versus 1 Protoss army. Protoss army should be able to at least make it work for where they're fighting. But the problem is, of course, if they come in and harass in another position, there is nobody to defend. And wow, so much going on in this game. Yeah, it seems that we are trying to at least get some damage on the enemy army. But yeah, the Terran army is so much more flexible than the Protoss army. It is way more mobile. It just can take out this base without, yeah, even worrying about losing this army, because it's such a small army that it doesn't even matter. He's going to take out the base, he's going to take out 2 pylons, and the Protoss decides, well, I have to take out the base now as well, and he dumps his entire army into this. However, we are split up. The Zealots are not here. The Zealots finally coming in. But look at the amount of Vikings there. Yeah, the Vikings just completely annihilating those Colossi. Colossi did a nice amount of damage, but killed nothing. Or, well, virtually nothing. So everything is at low health, but it can still shoot for 100% of the damage. And of course, it is kind of hard to take them out now, because it is such a huge clump of everything. However, yeah, a little bit of damage here and there. Did take out quite a few things, and only a small army still left. The storms are not available, I have to feel. No, 72. Oh no! Oh, he doesn't get taken out. 1 HP left, and just now he had the energy. So yeah, the entire Protoss army and the entire Terran army completely taken out. And look at this, the HP is so low, there is no energy to heal anything. So yeah, this army is now where it's at. This army is fully HP ready. And wow, how did he see that? Oh, he actually GG's out of it. He knows that he doesn't have enough resources to rebuild his army. And the Terran army, because of all these very cheap units, just keeps replenishing itself. It was Yeah, it was very unexpected, but yeah, well, I guess that last fight was enough to claim the victory. Well, that was it. The Terran player wins the game. QXC makes it on to the next round of this tournament, which I don't really know what it is, but yeah, normally there's like a logo on the map. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG.